Nothing screams masculinity than bold shoulders. If you want your shoulders to look like this, then this is what you do. The aim of today is to be excellent. And to be excellent, it's a lifestyle, not a one-time thing. It's the small things that you do that add up to create that effect of excellence. So this is what we're going to be working on. The focus is side delts. So we're going to be working on some lateral raises, and the objective of this exercise is to ensure that you have your wrists below the elbow joint, and the elbow joint is below the shoulder joint when you do your raises. You want to own your skill. You want to ensure that that which you do is accurate and precise in terms of your isolation in the muscle group that you're working for the best hypertrophic tendencies. So technically, this is what you want to achieve. You want to have your shoulders upright and square. You want to have your wrists below the elbows and the elbows below the shoulder joint. And you're going to ensure that you make your pull through the side delts. Let's get it. When you're working the front delts, you want to ensure that you have a slight forward lean and not to be too upright in the pulls. Why? Because if you're too upright, there will be too much trapezius engagement. You want to keep the focus on the side delts and on the front delts. The second exercise for today is going to be rear delts, and I specifically choose to do rear delts second to me doing lateral delts. Why? Because I want to ensure that when I have as much energy as I do right now, I spend my energy on the muscle groups that I'm focusing on growing most. So before I become tired and all fatigued, where the energy is low, I want to definitely put focus on my rear delts. To stimulate the rear delts is going to take you at a forward leaning angle, arching at the back, engaging your core, keeping your core tight, to ensure that you don't strain your lower back. You want to get your elbows in a flying motion to the point where you see your front delts activated. One secret in stimulating the rear delts, you want to ensure that you retract the scapula or the shoulder blade for the best stimulation. So let's go for rear delts while my energy is optimum. The objective is to achieve 8 to 12 reps in our exercises that we do. We are definitely focusing on getting the maximum stimulation through repetition. Repetition is where the magic takes place. If you are not achieving your reps and taking each rep closer to failure, then it definitely means you're wasting energy, wasting time, and time is the greatest force. With everything that you do in your work routine, your plan has to be optimized for the best output. Your rest is just as important as the sets you do for stimulation. In my work routine, my workout plan, I ensure that I achieve at least 90 seconds rest to 3 minutes rest between each working sets. Would you believe me if I told you that I became the best version of myself after learning a hard lesson? I tore my rotator cuff. Y'all have ever had that injury before? Y'all know that it's as painful as it gets. I was more so focusing on lifting my ego in the weight room as opposed to focusing on muscle hypertrophy. I was not doing as was expected of me in terms of muscle stimulation, and I failed. I ripped my rotator cuff. After recovering from my rotator cuff injury, I started focusing more on time under tension, progressive overload, consistency, and doing as I should to apply and implement the stress on the muscles more intelligently for the best output. And I became a better version of myself. For these Smith machine shoulder press, you want to ensure that you rotate your elbows slightly forward as opposed to projecting your elbows all the way back. Forward rotation, ensure that the isolation is on the anterior delts. You want to ensure that you achieve a full range of motion, achieving the depth, which gives you the extreme stretch on the shoulder, the anterior delts. The deeper the stretch, the more muscle fibers will be implemented, which means you will get better muscle activation for better hypertrophic tendencies. For all exercises, the objective is the same. The rep range is the same. We want to achieve 8 to 12 reps in each working sets for the best muscle stimulation. Your reps count. Repetition is key. Stay consistent. That's where growth is. We will be working on some seated dumbbell shoulder press. The objective is to achieve 8 to 12 reps with a direct focus on the anterior delts and the lateral delts, the side delts. Let's put in the work and execute. Breathing is a transferable discipline that you should take into consideration. Never forget to breathe. Your breathing helps you to become more focused, more energized, and you can achieve much more from your workout. Shoulder shrugs are definitely the icing on the cake. When you shrug, that's how you are going to see the separation in the clavicle region between the upper chest, the anterior delts, the side delts, and the rear delts. You want to get that projection through the shoulder shrugs, which is that triangular muscle on the neck. Every time you say no to something meaningless and say yes to something meaningful, you radiate your concentration. You radiate your discipline. Stay locked in. Let's get it. The final exercise is going to be an upright barbell row. This exercise captivates the upper back and shoulders, specifically the traps and the delts. Let's get it. Big motion.